2, 1. Et action.
Welcome to this Facebook Live with some of Pointe-Claire's finest people. We're so glad to have you after your Olympic performance. Congratulations to the three of you. Can you introduce yourself and say what sport you are performing in?
Hello, my name is Serena Browne, and I perform in water polo.
My name is Caeli, Mckay, and I'm a diver.
My name is Nathan Zombor-Murray, and I'm also a diver.
Nice. Well, thank you so much. So what was the most memorable moment or event in your Olympic experience, both in or out of the competition?
Mine was maybe the baguettes in the village. We had like one of the best baguette makers in France, in Paris, come and do like an atelier. He like taught us how to make them. So I think that was definitely a highlight.
So this is gonna change your eating habits. Now we're gonna eat baguette every day.
I had one every day, so I don't know how I'm gonna survive without his baguettes.
For me, one of the most memorable things I think was the opening ceremony. It was a really special experience, and being able to hear Celine Dion sing live from the Eiffel Tower was just like really incredible and something that I don't think a lot of people would have ever imagined being able to see.
My most memorable event was probably winning the bronze medal on the 10-meter synchro. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's memorable. Humble brag. So after the Olympics, what is your next personal goal, either in life or in sport or else?
I'm heading back to school. I took a year from school, so I'm excited to go back to California and continue my water polo career there, and academic career there as well.
What do you study?
I study political science and environmental science.
Nice.
Still exploring it.
I'm actually moving in a few days. I'm going back to my hometown, Calgary, with my husband, and we're going to embark on a new little adventure and see kind of where life takes us. And I'm excited to, build another community out west.
Nice.
I, like Serena, am also in school still. So I'm hoping to graduate in a year and become an engineer. Maybe mechanical or electrical. I'm not really sure yet, but I'm studying right now in Cégep, sort of wanting to go down that career path. So,
awesome! Congrats to the three of you. Can you share a behind-the-scene moment in the Olympic that really stood out to you, besides of the baguette making?
I saw Serena Williams walking by.
Nice.
I'm actually named after her, so it was pretty cool seeing her in person. But I think behind the scenes was seeing everyone, like, water polo is not really that big in Canada, at least. So when we first walked into the Stade de France and seeing 15,000 people cheering, and like while my name was being presented, was kind of crazy. Definitely such a unique experience, and I don't think that will probably happen again. But I really loved it.
Nice.
I think, like, for me, behind the scenes that stands out was when he won his medal with his partner. Because there was a lot of emotion on the team, and it was a really big deal. So on camera, you get to see, the boys and the celebrations with the coaches, but a lot of us were crying in the stands and celebrating and really, really happy as well.
In solidarity.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
I think a cool behind-the-scenes moment for me was getting to experience the closing ceremonies. It's really cool because obviously it's a lot different seeing it on TV versus actually being there, not just in the stands, but in the center of the stadium. And of course, the athletes were kind of going crazy. They're rushing on stage when they weren't supposed to. And you maybe couldn't see it on camera or on TV, but it was pretty wild if you were down there in the stampede. So some people were getting trampled. It was crazy. It was a little scary for anybody under 5'5". It was a little bit scary. So she was okay. But yeah, I'd say that was a pretty fun experience. That was behind the scenes.
Pretty much a mosh pit, but
It was
at the
very
Olympics.
much a mosh pit. Yeah.
And what was your experience with the food and accommodation? And were the cardboard bed comfortable, or how was that?
The cardboard beds were pretty cool. I mean, the concept was like to be more environmentally friendly, so I did like that. We did get mattress toppers though, which was really nice. But you know, we did sleep like 20 plus days on it, so my back was kind of getting a bit sore.
Mhm.
But other than that, it was cool being in like a small area with so many athletes, so many people from all across the world. So that also was such a unique experience
Mhm.
to like walk by people that thousands of miles away from you. So I really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the Olympic Village is a unique in itself in the sense that, you know, there's 6,000 athletes that are the best athletes in the world, and you're literally neighbors to them for 3 weeks. And the accommodations were great. I mean, Team Canada really set us up well. They gave us air conditioning, which was a blessing for us. We really, really needed it. If we didn't have it, it would have been a very different story. And the cardboard beds were the cardboard beds. Unfortunately, my air conditioning leaked one night and like kind of flooded my floor. So my cardboard bed got a little soggy
Okay.
and deformed. So that was interesting. I've never had a bed change form overnight. But other than that, I mean, the food was pretty good. The chocolate muffins went viral, and
Yeah,
were
we
all-
heard about that.
Yeah, that was interesting. But yeah, other than that, it's just a really a cool experience.
Yeah, so the cardboard beds, we've actually got a lot of question about those during our time at the Olympics for, I don't know, maybe PG-13 reasons, but anyway, it was supposed to be anti-something. I won't say it in case we've got younger viewers here, but I don't really know if it did its job. But apparently, I don't know. I also heard they're trying to be eco-friendly. They were a little stiff, but I don't mind. I think a slightly stiffer bed's actually good for your back. So I didn't mind it at all. I was spoiled. We had air conditioning. Some people were very warm while sleeping. Luckily for me and Caeli, the divers, we were Diving Canada bought AC units for all of us, and so I had no problems in the room.
And how was the food?
The first week was an adjustment just because I think there's a lot of the athletes were complaining about a lack of protein. But then after that, I'm also really not a picky eater. I sort of just eat whatever they hand me. So yeah, it was good. It was good, the food. I liked it. And the chocolate muffins, I had one. They were good. However, you know, I don't know how crazy a chocolate muffin can get. It was good. It was good. It wasn't that crazy.
Maybe some people have very low standard for what chocolate muffin can be, and they were impressed.
Mean, it was pretty good. It was pretty good, but it's a chocolate muffin.
I think for the picky eaters that were struggling a little bit in the village, which was like also kind of me, the chocolate muffin was really good. It hit the spot because it's like, oh, like you're not really like getting the satisfaction from your food. So that muffin
brought you peace.
It did the job.
Nice. So what's one thing that us mere mortals, we don't know about the Olympics and that we should know about, something that's uncanny or strange that we can't really imagine or fathom?
Oh man.
Come on, say something, Caeli.
You have the mic.
I mean, like for the Olympics, it's like we get there and it's our job. So the first few days are really cool. You're kind of starstruck. By third day in the village, it's normal, like business as usual. There's nothing like except for like competition day and the first time that you step in the pool. I mean, for me at least, my past two Olympics, like they show up on the first day at the pool, you see the Olympic rings everywhere, and then you're desensitized. You might see, I mean, I saw Simone Biles come across on like the fourth day, and I was like, whoa, okay, this is cool. But then I saw her the next day, and then the next day. So it's like it becomes like, you know, kind of routine when you're there, and we get a lot of attention, and it's really cool. But I think, and like something important is that we realize that we're all humans. Some people think that we're superhuman. We're not. We're just humans that are really good at our job, and that's what it becomes. And yes, we enjoy the whole journey, and it's really cool and exciting. But it also, you know, comes down to business, and it's pretty much our normal now. So.
Yeah, I mean, I just confirm what she said. She summed it up pretty good. Basically, yeah, we're also mere mortals. Don't forget. Except for the USA basketball team, they're the Avengers. But yeah, I mean, we're also a little starstruck when we get there. We see all sorts of big names that I guess we look up to as well. So it's kind of a similar experience. for you is your first Olympics, so I mean, I don't want to speak for you, but you were experiencing at the same time as everybody back home. Getting to see you in the Olympics is kind of just as special as you being there, right? So yeah, she summed it up pretty good.
And do you train differently for the Olympics as for any other international or big event or competition, or is it the same kind of like a preparation?
I want to treat it sort of as the same caliber, right? You want to try to stay as consistent as possible with those kinds of things. You don't want to. I mean, for me. I compete against the same people as world championships, so it's kind of just as difficult, the event, but it doesn't have the rings everywhere, right? So it's not as prestigious, but I'd say it's just as difficult. And often we're gone for similar periods of times, up to 3 weeks. So yeah, I treat it the same as most other competitions.
For me, I think for the Olympics, it's a goal of about 4 years. So for me, every competition that I do building up to the Olympics is a step in the right direction, and I learn from that. So I can't say I approached the last 3 months of my training the same way that I did for my World Cups and all that stuff, in the sense that I had learned all I needed to learn up until the last 3 months, and then that's when I really tried to find the precision and the perfection, and I didn't give myself any reason not to find it. Whereas for the other competitions, I worked hard, I tried to peak, I did all I could do, but I was still open to learning.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was open to learning up to the Olympics. I learned a lot at the Olympics as well, but as for performance going into the Olympics, I really mentally prepared myself for the Olympics, rather than kind of going with the flow and going through the motions in the other competitions. And I've been around long enough that I know my competitors and I know what the adrenaline's like. So taking the other competitions as learning opportunities rather than going to the Olympics, doing my job, and really trying to just show everything that I had worked for.
Awesome.
I guess for us, we spent the last year trying to qualify for the Olympics. So definitely, yeah. So our approach to Doha, Japan, Santiago was all different, because those were tournaments where we were trying to qualify. So once we qualified, our focus kind of did shift, saying, okay, now we're going to Olympics. How are we going to make an impact? How are we going to perform? So, but just the preparation has always been the same, but just the mindset changed a bit. Okay, now we're going. How are we going to do our best? How are we going to perform?
Mm-hmm. So it was your first time being at the Olympics. Do you think you're gonna become used and blasé like your colleagues, or you're still gonna have this kind of amazement and sparkle in the eyes next time you go?
Oh, well, it was interesting. I thought I was gonna have that throughout the games, but we got there early, saw the venue, and then I'm like, oh, it's another 2-week-long tournament.
Mm-hmm.
We're playing against the same teams.
Been there, done that.
We just got out of tournament 2 playing against them. So yeah, the sparkle seeing the rings was incredible. But then once it was game time, it's like, okay, it's just another tournament.
Yeah.
Just with more people watching.
Mm-hmm. Just perform as you've been training to perform, and
Exactly.
just doing it again. That's awesome. And what would you say to young athletes from Pointe-Claire watching us right now that aspire to maybe one day reach the Olympics? What advice or wisdom can you share with them?
I think it's just have fun. I feel like when you have fun, you're able to perform the best. And that's something I've learned this past quad. And just find something you're passionate about, and anyone can, if you put your mind to it, you can totally do it. I remember coming to this event in 2016 and be like, oh wow, I can go to the Olympics. And then yeah, it's really inspirational. Yeah.
Nice.
For me, I think that I would give the kids the advice of, if you're passionate about it, keep pushing yourself to do it. It's not always easy, especially in sport. And I think that I think for Nathan and I, we do quite a scary sport, and it's not always easy. And even for us, we still struggle with fear and all that stuff. So I've made fear kind of a motivator for me, and I want to conquer fear a lot of the time. So I think the passion for my sport allows me to deal with the fear adequately. And I think that that's a really good piece of advice that I wish I would have had when I was younger, saying that fear is completely normal.
Your friend.
Yeah, fear is your friend.
Yeah, I mean, I also have some pretty, I guess, cliche answers for this, but they're they're so true when you think about them. I would say obsession beats talent every time. If you want to be a diver like me, I wouldn't say that, given my skill set, you'd want to be a diver. You'd probably want to find another sport that you'd have an easier time with. But I found the mentality to just be obsessed with the sport. And I was also just an extremely competitive kid, so I hated losing. And so I just became obsessed with trying to be the best, even though I wasn't. So I would say just, struggle can be a good thing. It builds character, and it teaches you a lot, not just about sport, but life in general. So be obsessed, struggle a bit, and learn to deal with, learn from a loss.
Mm-hmm. And you've kind of alluded to that. This was my next question. What life lesson have you learned on your Olympic journey, on your sport journey, that also translate into other fields of your life? You would say maybe the mindset.
The mindset. You have to be so kind of. You almost have to be a little crazy. You have to just dedicate your life to one thing, and just, some days are not going to be good, and so you have to just tell yourself it doesn't matter. I'm going to just keep doing it and put it behind yourself. It's really easy to get caught up and frustrated with what you did yesterday, but I mean, just push as hard as you can.
I think for me, the thing I noticed or realized was the only way that I can fail is if I didn't try, and that every failure is an opportunity to learn. So regardless of what you do, as long as you try, even if you fail, you're already a step ahead. Maybe not in your, the rankings, but in the steps of your life and the lessons that you learn, you're already ahead.
Well, you're making me feel better about my failures now.
I completely agree. Failure it's such a heavy word, and we always think, shoot, I wasn't able to succeed in this, but there's always a lesson to be learned. Even if you didn't, it's no secret we did not do very well at the games, but I mean, we were able to learn so much from that experience, and you can consider it a failure, but if you just dwell on that fact that you got whatever place and you don't reflect and learn from it, then you're not going to grow. Mm-hmm. So definitely learning from your failures, learning from your non-success, you'll totally grow from that. Yeah,
they're all learning and growing opportunities, and every 4 years there's going to be another Olympics, so you can be back and beat your own score the next time. And so to go forward, do you have any competition rituals and superstitions or something that you do before every competitions?
I like to dance. I dance with my friend on the team, and that keeps it fun and fresh. Mm-hmm. Keeps, because it's so easy to get in your head. So if you just have fun with it, and we play games too before each game, and that helps with taking away all the nervous and stress. So
yeah.
For me, I tried to get rid of a lot of my superstitions because it became unhealthy at a certain point. So now, the only ritual that I really do is my breathing, and I kind of give myself a solid 5 seconds before every dive where I stand in my little superwoman pose, and then I do positive reinforcements to myself, and then I just go and do my dive.
Nice.
Yeah, I also try not to have too many superstitions, because superstitions sort of manifest from doubt, and that's not what you want. Mm-hmm. So I try to, there's lots of things going through my head every minute of the competition. So I do my best to, as soon as it pops in my head, just acknowledge it and then throw it away. Just kind of let the thoughts just flow through, so to speak. And yeah, I guess meditate a little bit. I like to just sort of relax before the competition, and then right before get really pumped, and then kind of maintain a sort of a Zen state.
Well, thank you so much for your generous answers. Congrats again on your Olympic performance. And my last question, since you're going to be signing autographs, is can I get the first autographs?
Yeah.
Sure.
ASMR.
Oh,
ASMR.
Ready?
Right there.
Not in my mouth.
The bed.
All right, that's it for us. Thank you so much for being a part of this. Congrats to our Olympians, and see you again next time. Thank you so much.